Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Mr. Skowski. For this video, I'm going to go over my long vocab slash crash course length video for you guys to kind of know the major things to do AP review before the AP exam. You can utilize this as if it's like a last ditch effort to know major concepts. So period one that I'm going to be covering, I'm going to be covering all periods as possible, and I'll break them up into videos, but as short as possible, as fast as possible, and the people you need to know. And if you don't know these people, then you probably need to do a quick little refresh before the AP exam. Okay? The first four sections are going to be from 1450 to 1648 in four sections, which is going to be the Renaissance, the rebirth of the classical art, Reformation, the Protestant Reformation, the Catholic Reformation. You need to know those. Scientific Revolution, the ideas of putting reason to everything from natural science to regular everyday situations, and Age of Exploration, the ideas of Columbus, da Gama, exploring the New World. Alright, these are the terms you want to know. Renaissance is the rebirth of the ancient Greeks and Romans. Northern Renaissance is about everyday townspeople, so it's like a continuation of that. Humanist or humanism is one of the major art movements in the Renaissance era, being as natural as possible. Printing press under Johann Gutenberg, that's the spreading of actual printed word. It used to be written by hand, now it's actually like copy and paste. Vernacular is a word of everyday language. Protestant Reformation, you want to know Martin Luther, the 95 Thesis. Patron of the arts is basically the idea of the Renaissance era, the people that supported the arts. Mannerism, not as much. Baroque is the idea of the artistic style in the Renaissance era, so you would call it Baroque. Scientific Revolution, you want to know the idea of science playing reason to everything. Copernicus, Galileo, and Newton are the major ones you want to know from the Scientific Revolution, of the ideas of heavenly spheres, their actual movement, the Earth not being the center of the universe, are really alluding to that. Francis Bacon and Descartes are about like new intellectual pursuits in the 1700s. So you kind of like want to know that late 1700s kind of thing. Patriarch is the first patron of the Renaissance, so you need to want to know him. If you don't know who he is, you want to know him. Lorenzo de Medici is one of those Medici families that he's the first one to like really be the patron of the arts to go to the next level. Leonardo Da Vinci, you want to know obviously. Machiavelli is the prince. Battistère Castillon would be the courtier, how to act like a Renaissance person. It's a book. Michelangelo, you guys should know. Raphael, you should know. Brunelleschi's the dome. Okay, that's the Duomo. That's the number one. We need to know that. Leonardo da Vinci, you need to know. John Van Eyck would be someone from the Northern Renaissance up here. He paints about everyday town people. And Kepler would be the idea of heavenly spheres linked into Copernicus. Again, my name is Mr. Skowski. I'll have a link of this file down below if you want to have it. Obviously, it's a link that you have to get to. So, Florence and the Renaissance crash course here. There's another link here, the Renaissance crash course. You're going to know Baroque art, so I linked them into this actual PDF file for you. Here, this is the struggle of sovereignty and among states and varying degrees of political centralization. Centralization is the idea of like kind of reforming the Middle Ages, getting it together. 30 Years' War is about religious warfare, ends with the Peace of Westphalia. The Prince, Machiavelli, the idea, balance of power. English Civil War, you need to know that one. The Roundheads, the Cavaliers, that's something that you need to know for AP Euro. If not, there's a video there. Parliament comes from England. Ferdinand and Isabella from Spain. They're the ones that sponsor Columbus. Peace of Augsburg. Edict of Nantes from France. Then you need to know your James I of England, Charles I of England, Oliver Cromwell. Constitutional monarchy is something that's created in England. Again, the Glorious Revolution, which is the English Civil War, and leading to the Glorious Revolution. So they're all intertwined in English history. You want to know your Louis the 13th of France, first one to basically start it up, and then Cardinal Richelieu would be the two that basically start this age of absolutism or centralization of power. The Fronde is the civil war in France, taking over power. Here again, this is the idea of the religious Reformation, the Protestant Reformation. So you need Erasmus. Basically, is the translation of the Bible into everyday vernacular. Martin Luther would be the idea of the Protestant Reformation. There's Lutherans and Calvinists. You need to know those two. There's two different sects of Protestant Reformation. And other than that, in Catholic Reformation, that's really all you need to know. Here, Jesuits would be the Catholic Reformation. Council of Trent would be Catholic Reformation. Henry IV of England and Elizabeth I of England basically bring that to fruition. It's the age of absolutism. Again, the Edict of Nantes is something important for the preservation of Protestants in France, the Huguenots. So you want to know those kind of terms. Sir Thomas More would be someone from England. Basically, the idea of during the Catholic Protestant Reformation. If you don't know these names, you want to do a little bio on them. Obviously, these are vocab, so I'm not going to go into major detail, but some stuff you need to know during the time, kind of crash course kind of thing for you. Okay, and I have links on the bottom that you can access and kind of see if it's helpful. Indulgences is why Martin Luther kind of gets riled up about the church. If you know who they are, you need to know. St. Teresa of Avila is a Counter-Reformation. Spanish Inquisition under Ferdinand and Isabella. Huguenots are the French Protestants in the Edict of Nantes. Puritans, Catherine de Medici, that's not as much. St. Bartholomew Day Massacres, one of the ones you need to know. Charles V would be the Holy Roman Emperor. He abdicates his throne, gives a portion to Philip II. Spanish Armada is defeated, and the Dutch become a economic merchant class superpower. Then again, I have the Protestant Reformation of crash courses here. Catholic Counter-Reformation, Charles V, the Holy Roman Emperor. Again, only look at them if you don't know any words that I'm saying. Like, you're like, what is Erasmus? And you want to kind of do a little quick reference on it. Age of Exploration, God, Gold, and Glory. Germs, Gold, and Glory. The three G's, basically gold for making money, glory, finding a new world, and germs. They spread germs to the new world, and that's what kills the inhabitants. Those are your three G's to get through the Age of Exploration. Mercantilism is the idea of hoarding as much gold as possible. This is something that's utilized by these countries at home during this period of time. Now, cartography is map making, so these are new navigational advances that give the Europeans an advantage over everyone else. Columbian exchange is basically getting new foods coming into Europe, so new prosperous types of things coming in, meaning like growing new crops and stuff, so the European diet gets better, leads to the age of industrial revolution. African slave trade, self-explanatory, a compass, a navigational tool. Sternpost, rudder, quadrant, astrolabe, Latin rig, these are all basically new technologies to help out in shipping. Horses are something what the Spanish bring in. Guns gives them the advantage. Triangular trade network is what's called the connection between Europe, Africa, and the Americas. And smallpox would be one of the diseases that they bring in. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up one of the things that's there if you don't know what the word is. Commercial or commerce is created by the Age of Exploration. Capitalism is a new method going across mercantilism, so it's like this second new wave of economics for the world. Subsistence agriculture is basically the agricultural revolution that's basically be coming in from the new products coming in from the new world, such as potato is one of the crucial one. Field rotation, price revolution, basically is new agricultural methods that are created by the Dutch, later on utilized by the English, which leads to the second agricultural revolution, which is important because that's what creates the population boom in England in particular. And then what that leads is into the first industrial revolution. The one you want to know from that is the Enclosure Method, and the Dutch are the first to create this. Then they create the first company, the Dutch East India Company, the first ones to become a powerhouse of money, and then the British are the ones that kind of rip them off, and then they become the second powerhouse of money. Again, the agricultural revolution, the Dutch golden age, these are good crash courses for you to know. And I'm going to leave it off there. We'll do period 2 in another video continuing on. Hopefully this is kind of helpful, and I'll put a link to the actual review sheet on the bottom if it would help out. Alright, my name is Mr. Sikowski. Like, subscribe, jazz hands.